President Trump is currently at a dinner with the Australian Prime Minister here in New York City. He's expected to speak soon, and of course, we'll take you back there the minute that he does. But first, another week brings another embarrassing video for the commercial airline industry. This time, the offender appears to be Delta, which kicked an entire family off when they objected to giving up a seat for their 2-year-old. Watch.
I'm not going to abide. You're going to have to get off the plane. You have to be.
Oh, then they can remove me off the plane.
You and your whole
So then
family.
it's going to be a federal offense, and then you and your wife will be in jail, and your kids will be.
Okay. So my kid, so my wife's, we're going to be in jail, and my kids are going to be what?
It's a federal offense if you don't abide by it.
I bought that seat.
Yep, you're going to jail. Just the latest. A great many incidents where the airlines treat their passengers like farm animals.
Crazy! Hey, stop. Come on. There go. Hey, you busted his lip.
Oh my God! Look at what you did.
Looks like the Korean parliament, but it's not. It's commercial air travel in America. What exactly is going on here? Joining us now, Fox business anchor Cheryl Casone, who once worked as a flight attendant, and one of our favorite writers in the world, Mark Steyn. Thank you to you both. Mark, you've lived all around the world. You've got perspective on airlines. Are ours especially bad?
I think they're the worst in the world. You know, I have a reputation. No disrespect to Cheryl. I have a reputation as a notorious Islamophobe, second to none. But I would rather Royal Jordanian or Emirates or Qatar took over every single U.S. airline. This should embarrass Americans. They should be ashamed of themselves. What happened to all the "Don't Tread on Me" T-shirts? I keep seeing at all the airports. You get in the plane and they tread all over you.
No, Mark, come on.
So you think Delta's better than Emirates? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't say that. No, I heard Emirates is actually a lovely airline.
Very beautiful airline.
But no, I mean, look, we've got a war in the skies. But, you know, each of these incidents, there's always a backstory. And if you look at that family on the Delta flight that was leaving Hawaii, the backstory is they didn't have the rights to that seat because the name on the ticket did not match the child's name. Now, if you look at the entire video, which I've watched twice, you see that there was some mistakes made by the gate agent, but it was human error. You see a lot of apologizing, trying to work with the guy. He just didn't want to get off the plane. He was actually wrong in this situation. An airline ticket and a passenger name have to match.
Okay, I think that's a good point.
But in every one of these issues, there's a backstory. David Dow, another backstory.
But here's what's different. So if you have a dispute in a restaurant, if you order French toast and they bring you pancakes, no one goes to jail and no one gets beaten up. It seems to accelerate pretty quickly on airlines.
It's called the FAA, folks. It's called the FAA.
Well, it's also
and there's a reason that we have one.
But the reason is that this is actually, to be partisan about it for a moment, this is the most regulated aspect of American life. And this is what, if Bernie Sanders and Nancy Pelosi had their way, life would be like this on the ground. The airline cabin is the most hyper-regulated aspect of American life, and you have no rights. If you want to use the bathroom,
you have rights.
If you'd like a Diet Coke.
That's not right, Mark. That's not correct.
It's not,
you have rights as a passenger. It's called the Passenger Bill of Rights. It is actually a real thing.
Look, when I go to a restaurant, I don't need a restaurant bill of rights.
When you buy an airline ticket, guys, it's called contract of carriage, and if you agree to the terms on the ticket, it is there. It's 36,000 pages long, and they're going to shorten it.
But why? I buy all of that, and it's different because you're in a metal tube in the sky and all that stuff.
Do you want an angry passenger in your metal tube?
No, you don't. But when you see a
feet?
flight attendant say, "Would you move?" "No, I won't." "You're going to jail." That seems pretty authoritarian, right?
Well, if you listen to the woman's voice, the gate agent, who I think it was a supervisor, the Delta case, she's like, "Look, this is how it's going to go down." They tried to coax him off the plane, and he just wouldn't leave. And so finally, they came down to those last two options. I'm not saying it's right. And every incident has been different. Certainly, I don't think that American Airlines flight attendant meant to hit a woman with two 15-month-old toddlers in her hand with her own stroller.
This doesn't
happen. But that was a bad situation.
If you go
was bad.
If
I
you
agree.
go and buy a blue cardigan and you come back late and said, oh, I'd like a red one, the store clerk doesn't say, well, we got this 36,000-page cardigan purchaser's bill of rights, and if you get to page 35,437, you're screwed. You're going to be wearing that red cardigan for the next 20 years, and you're going to like it.
And if you complain, we'll punch you in the face and charge you with a felony.
And they just say, to hell with it. The manager says, give her the blue cardigan and get her out of here.
Well,
It's
what about that?
embarrassing.
That's such a good point. Why not just say, you know what, your kid can sit in the seat. We're not going to send you to prison.
That's in a paraphrase. That's kind of what happened. But they were again trying to coax that passenger up. But can I make a point here, guys? Look, thousands of flights every day take off and land safely with no incident. But now with phones, with smartphones, everyone wants their YouTube moment. And I'm sorry, but who was videotaping that entire incident on the Delta flight?
That's
Give me a break.
But I don't see any videos coming off Emirates or Singapore Airlines.
No,
like
or
this.
Qantas, as the Australian Prime Minister would tell you. But there's actually a serious point here. You know, on 9/11, guys with box cutters killed thousands of people. That's because everybody was following the 1970s airline hijack procedures and did as they were told. They did not act as free-thinking individuals, except on Flight 93. That was the only one where freeborn citizens actually acted like freeborn citizens.
But there are rules in place,
and
manuals
that's the
in place,
lesson
Mark,
of the day.
But there are manuals in place, rules in place that the flight crew is trained on for your safety.
You're going to have to put your tray table back to its full and locked upright position.
You know what? I bet you're that guy on the plane.
You know what? I want you to put your bag under the front of your seat.
There's nothing on the tray table anyway. They ended cabin service in 1973.
Exactly. My favorite segment in a while. Mark, Cheryl, thank you.